The White House just refused to rule out cutting your health insurance to pay for war operations in Iran. What's up, guys? This is Colton again with the most important news on the internet. White House Press Secretary Karoline Leavitt was asked directly Monday whether Trump is considering cutting healthcare access to fund military operations against Iran. Her response? She wouldn't say no. According to the New Republic, top Republicans are floating federal healthcare cuts to offset Pentagon costs as we ramp up military presence in the Middle East. Here's what we know is happening behind closed doors. House Budget Committee Chair Jody Arrington is pushing what he calls cost-sharing reductions, targeting programs he claims, quote, loses 30 cents on the dollar. He's specifically going after low-income housing tax credits, saying, quote, you've got low-income housing tax credits, for example, another sort of welfare program within the tax code that doesn't prohibit illegals from siphoning money off that. Meanwhile, when Leavitt was pressed on whether healthcare cuts were on the table, she gave the classic political non-answer. Quote, I don't want to weigh in definitively because I just haven't heard that being discussed in the West Wing. That's politician speak, for we're not ready to announce it yet. The Congressional Budget Office estimates these cuts could affect 300,000 people losing health insurance by 2034, but Republicans see $30 billion in potential savings. Moderate Republicans are reportedly ready to push back, but the Pentagon is already readying for weeks of ground operations. And here's the crazy part nobody's talking about. This is the exact same playbook from every major military operation for the past 20 years. Promise the war will pay for itself, then quietly raid domestic programs when the bills come due. What makes this different is they're floating the cuts before the war even fully escalates. That tells me they already know this Iran situation is going to cost way more than they're telling us publicly. Let me break this down for you. We're talking about 300,000 Americans potentially losing health coverage while we send more troops to the Middle East. The Pentagon costs are already mounting. We've lost 13 soldiers with 300 wounded, and Iran reports 1,937 killed on their side. Every day this escalates, those Pentagon bills get bigger. The pattern is always the same. Sell the war as necessary for national security, then make working families pay for it through cuts to health care, housing assistance, and other programs people actually depend on. Meanwhile, defense contractors see record profits. Should domestic healthcare programs be to fund military operations overseas? Drop your take in the comments. This affects real people's lives, so let's have a real conversation about it. I'm Colton with AI Page. See you tomorrow.